would not bow to nuclear blackmail and made it clear that the responsibility to prevent escalation now lies with Islamabad.
कोई भी न्यूक्लियर ब्लैकमेल भारत नहीं सहेगा.
The Prime Minister also delivered a stark message. If Pakistan wants to survive, it must demolish the terror infrastructure it has been feeding. He asserted that India will not differentiate terrorists and the government that supports them.
पहला, भारत पर आतंकी हमला हुआ तो मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिया जाएगा. दूसरा, कोई भी न्यूक्लियर ब्लैकमेल भारत नहीं सहेगा. तीसरा, हम आतंक की सरपरस्त सरकार और आतंक के आकाओं को अलग अलग नहीं देखेंगे.
Well, with India suspending the Indus Waters Treaty after the Pahalgam attack, Modi declared that water and blood cannot flow together.
And when it comes to diplomacy, he stated unambiguously that any future talks with Pakistan will be on terrorism and on Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Nothing else.
पाकिस्तान से बात होगी तो टेररिज्म पर ही होगी. अगर पाकिस्तान से बात होगी तो पाक ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर पीओके उस पर ही होगी.
Complex coding projects can be like juggling chainsaws while riding a unicycle. You're switching between architecture and lots of different context and just trying to keep everything up in the air, while riding, hoping that nothing crashes before you reach. You're switching between architecture and lots of different context. You're working on this massive just trying to keep everything up in the air, hoping that nothing crashes before you reach. You're switching between architecture and lots of different context. You're working on this just trying to keep everything up in the air, hoping that nothing crashes before you reach. You're switching between architecture and lots of different context. You're working on this just trying to keep everything up in the air. Hoping that nothing crashes before you reach. Switching between architecture and lots of different contexts. Just trying to keep everything up. Hoping that nothing crashes before you reach. Switching between architecture and lots of different contexts. Just trying to keep everything up. Switching between architecture
and that leads to a lot of justified process. Work has to be that way, and they're really made. And that leads to a lot of justified process. This is where snow code orchestrator mode, formerly known as the boomerang task, is now a built-in feature right inside of Kitne, thanks to our friends. Orchestrator mode, it automatically breaks down complex projects into smaller, more built-in features, each one handled by a specialized assistant. It's basically like having your own dev complex for you. Architect planning, each one coder for execution, and debugger and tester when entering the dev. Let me show you how I use Architect. I wanted to upload a simple UTM URL tool to store some of the state from local storage and make that accessible to the user. So I describe what I wanted simple to UTM URL. It immediately suggested breaking this down by the subtext. It separated the concerns of front-end, UI, back-end, and the actual functionality of the feature from the user control settings. When I clicked approve, the main conversation paused, and boom, a new conversation opened with Architect. This mode is specifically tailored for planning. It can read files and create documentation, but won't mess with your actual code. Boom, a new conversation opened. The Architect helped me design this mode and asked me implementation questions, and then even create some sweet diagrams. When we finished, it gave me a concise summary of all the architectural design and made and asked me implementation questions. Here's the magic. Only that summary went back to the parent finished.
not all of the back and forth we had about different approaches. Then, the parent task kicked off a code mode subtask with those architectural decisions already baked in this content. This mode then went and implemented everything according to the task with full access to context. With those architects, it only got the context it needed to go and implement this feature. This mode then, which made its context window A, more efficient, and B, more focused on the task at hand. And again, only a summary of what got done goes back to the feature. But the orchestrator doesn't just blindly trust developer mode, it actually starts a browser and tests the functionality against the specifications of any agreed on. And it actually found an edge case bug that wasn't accounted for. So it delegated just that bug to a new debug mode task, which fixed the issue, tested it, and returned it to the orchestrator. Who still double checked. This is probably going to be the most bug-free my code has been in a long time. As I've said before, I was an early AI skeptic. Autocomplete was cool, but I've seen a lot of AI products that just output a lot of non-working code stuff. But Orchestrator mode, combined with the latest models that seem like they're improving every week, it's a game changer. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this has completely transformed how I think about using AI when it comes to handling complex projects. So maybe more accurate is my thinking hasn't changed, but my execution has. I've always known that the best plan is to break down massive projects into manageable chunks that don't overwhelm me, handle one task at a time, keeping it contained, keeping the number of variables that I'm changing as low as possible, and then repeating that until I'm happy with the overall result. The difference is now, Orchestrator mode operates a lot more like me because it starts by breaking down the project, not just diving in and changing code right away. The difference is now, each piece automatically uses a specialized mode then that's best for a specific task. And the main conversation stays focused on the high-level stuff instead of drowning in all the details.